What's poppin', everybody? This is the cartoon kid Ray Rawlins, and today we're deciding to kill two birds with one stone because Rick and Morty threw us a bone. We usually do Rick and Morty reviews on Tuesdays on the regular if a new one comes out. But this time we're incorporating it in the 25 days of Christmas Cartoons Marathon as we reviewed a new episode from season 4, episode 5, RattleStar Ricklactica, man. So we're basically doing two reviews in one. That's essentially, but we only got one review coming out today: Rick and Morty and 25 Days of Christmas Cartoons Marathon review. So, Mr. Alex Payne, before we get into this bad boy, give us that episode breakdown, man. Tell everybody what happens.
Well, this episode has two plots, as most of them do. And the first plot, which you would say is the main plot, follows Rick and Morty were out in space. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think they ever said where they was going in particular. But anyway, and they get a flat tire, which I don't understand, but I digress. And when they go out there to fix it, Morty gets bit by a space snake. So they kill the snake, and Morty feels a lot of regret. So he takes the snake from Earth and sends it to the planet. And just all types of chaos breaks loose. They send snakes to Earth to invade, and the B plot follows. The B plot follows Jerry trying to set up the Christmas lights. So Rick makes his body lighter than air and his shoes slightly heavier than air to make him nice and floaty. But when he went to go play basketball, one of his shoes came off, so he went flying. So yeah, this B plot just follows him trying to figure out how to get his ass home and figure his shit out.
I gotta say, my first impression for this episode, I came up with a theory, man. Episode 1 was a terrible episode of the season. Episode 2, fantastic. 3, kind of lame. 4 was definitely fantastic, the Slut Dragons one. And so I thought this one was gonna be a shitty episode, if I'm being 100. But this actually was pretty all right. I'm going to keep it real with you. This one was pretty darn all right. I do like the whole idea of Morty. This is the second time his kindness, I suppose you can say, or his emotionalness gets him into shit. Because once all that shit happened with the snake, I just kept remembering, I think it was season 1 when the dude who sang the Hello Moon Man song, was it a turd or something like that?
No, it was a gas, but a gas.
There you go.
Thing.
There you go. I was thinking, man, it's a piece of shit, but it's fart. It's a fart, like a little blue fart or whatever. It's a gas cloud, and I just remember that song. I was gonna say, yeah, this the Hello Moon Man dude, but basically, Morty, he's trying to be motherfucking nice to the damn snake and whatnot, trying to be all emotional and shit. And this is the second time it pretty much damn near gets the world fucked up. So. Marty needs to stop being so damn nice, man. That's my first impression. What about you?
My first impression was, hey, this is a Christmas episode. That was actually my first impression.
It's crazy because you told me after he was like, man, we can basically kill two birds with one stone with this one. I'm like, oh shit, because I didn't even think of that at first. Honestly, I really did not think of that at first. That shit just whizzed right past my head. But overall, man, this is a very decent episode. Do you have any more first impressions before we get on to the moments?
No, it's a Christmas episode with my really first impression. But
all right.
Well, that and how the hell could you get a flat tire in space? That's why I need
of
to
course.
change it.
Right.
But
what are some of your standout moments in this episode, though?
My standout, the snake jazz was funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I like when Summer and her friends were listening to this shit. It's like, oh man, snake jazz is the new thing, man. And I'm like, it's really not that great. It's just them trying to do the whole basic jazz thing with the I think it's cymbals. Yeah. I'm like, that's snake jazz? I guess it sounds kind of like hissing, so I get that. But it was just something so small and really mediocre. It really wasn't shit. But they kind of played it up to something that it really wasn't. They gave it more, I guess, intrigue would be the correct word than it needed to have.
I thought it was interesting that someone was wearing different pants in this episode. Because you don't really see characters change their clothes much.
Little shit like that, I legit, I didn't notice that. I really did not notice that. Because we didn't see her a lot in this episode. We only seen her in one scene, right? If I remember correctly.
Probably like, I guess you could say 3. When they was doing the snake jazz dance, and
Yeah. Okay.
when they was fighting the snakes, pretty much.
Huh. That's interesting. I didn't really notice that. All right. And you are right. You don't see characters change their clothes a lot either. It's like when you see Rick in like the like when he was breaking out of prison, he was wearing a little black attire. I'm like, oh shit, Rick changed his clothes. You don't see him in like his lab coat and shit. I'm like, oh, okay,
Hmm.
that's something different. So like little shit like that, I'll notice too on occasions, but I did not really
But
notice
that
this
but
one,
that seemed
honestly.
more appropriate though, because he was like pretending to be the commander. This one was just completely random for no real
Right,
reason.
right, right. Um, I do have to say too, I like the part when they're putting up the lights. Rick and them are helping Jerry put up the lights and whatnot, and Jerry was like, "Man, why does Beth want you guys to help me?" And Rick's like, "So you don't fucking kill yourself." And he just basically ends up falling, and that's when Rick shoots him with the ray gun and makes him floating, if you want to call it that. Obviously, you gotta like when Jerry goes to play basketball and whatnot with the black dudes. And obviously turns into a whole racial situation. He's like, I want to just test out my power real quick. He's boom, just lost his fucking shoe. and, and it's just so fucked up because I remember later on in the episode, Beth basically asked Rick why did he make him floaty, and he's like, man, only way Jerry can mess that up if he finds out some way how to fuck up not wearing shoes. And of course, that shit would happen to fucking Jerry, man. That shit would happen to Jerry, yo. Of course, one of his shoes, like, dude, why don't you tie your shoes, man? Like, I don't know. I guess you could say the weights wore his shoes off his foot. I don't know, man. But of course, if there's any character that shit would happen to, it's only appropriate that it's Jerry. Okay, it's only appropriate. Um, yeah, I like the part where he's in a, I guess you could say, bar with all them dudes, and he had that boulder to basically weigh him down to the earth. And
Yeah.
they were basically challenging him to let it go, and he didn't want to do it. And he's like, man, this bar is filled with a lot of ceiling fans, man. Because he thinking he's gonna get fucked up if he let that shit go. He's gonna float up, and obviously he did let it go. He started floating up. He started getting smacked by the ceiling fans and shit. I'm like, damn, man. They really did Jerry in with this episode. They really did.
Yeah, but he
uh,
but he had a lot of well, then again, I guess he kind of does in other episodes too. He's just I think like even though he was confident to lose his shoe, he seemed kind of confident and figure because he got back home by himself.
oh yeah, oh yeah, he definitely did, and which is pretty dope, man. Jerry finally takes a W in this one. And I'm like, man, because I obviously with Rick being the
And
main
he got
character,
up the
I fuck.
Christmas lights.
He got up the Christmas lights, make the house look fire as hell, and basically I got a like to at the end where he basically was rubbing that shit in Rick's face. He basically falls and breaks his leg, and then Rick just quick action just zaps him and shit. He's like, "Yeah, I healed your leg 50%. Now figure out the rest on your own, big man." It's like, "Oh, Rick, you asshole." Rick, I don't understand why Rick is so fucking mean to this man. Rick does not like Jerry. I get he's a fuck up, and I honestly don't like the character myself. But it's just like, man, you know what? It's good to see him finally get a win in this situation. It really is. I noticed something too. There was no snow in this episode.
Yeah, you're kind of right. I think there was some, but not really that much. I think they're in DC. Does DC get snow?
I don't think so. No, I really want to say no.
Well, that's probably
Obviously,
why.
I've never been, but then again, I never was sure where they were. I didn't think it would be DC. Um, I will say this though. Overall, jokes episode was very comedy centric. And when I was watching it at first, because I obviously watched the shit 2 times, it's like, man, there really wasn't a lot that happened in this episode, but it felt like a lot. Like, yeah, Morty gets bit by a snake, and they go out to an all-out war with this whole snake planet and whatnot. It just felt very Rick and Morty-ish, but it wasn't
Hmm.
in like a bad way, if that makes any sense. If you ask me, like this was a decent episode, but not a lot happened. Like it felt like more happened in the Jerry plot than it would in the Rick and Morty plot. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But do you have any more moments before we slide into the review? I know that was very reviewish, but we all over the place here on a Cartoon Kid channel where we talk cartoons and we do it daily.
Nah, we could slide into it. I think I honestly I wasn't really too interested in the snake plot, to be honest. I thought it was funny when
I
those
wasn't
guys,
either. I wasn't either.
It was funny when them time police went and fucked up the
Oh
snake. I thought
yeah,
that was funny.
I didn't mention that. Yo, it's fucking throwback, bro. I'm like, oh shit, it's the testicle head niggas. And it's the time people. And yeah, I got so fucking excited when I saw them. I'm like, oh shit, because the dude in season, I think it was right at the end of season 1, at the beginning of season 2. Yeah. I'm like, oh man, it's these time dudes. So, and they basically fucked Rick up at the after credit scene of that episode. And I'm like, oh man, because I didn't get what that Rick was referencing at the when he was talking about, oh, they gotta go past a certain cop or whatever the fuck. And then it cuts to them, and you see these big ass testicle headed motherfuckers. I'm like, oh shit, it's them dudes. And they basically fucked that snake up. They beat the shit out of him. So that was pretty cool. And I honestly forgot all about that. That slipped my mind too. But yeah, that's the main thing. I really enjoyed that little scene right there. It's something very small, but classic Rick and Morty fans who've been watching from season 1, and I guess that doesn't include us because we sped watched this shit. We binge watched it, so it technically doesn't include us, but it kind of does. So, but go ahead.
We know the show, but you sound out of breath. No, I wasn't really too interested. I thought it was cool. It was all right, but I don't know. It's just something about it wasn't really clicking with me. I was kind of more interested in the Jerry plot more so than the main plot. So I thought the episode had some good funny moments in it. It had a decent story, but I think I'm gonna have to give this one a nice. I think I'm gonna have to give it a nice. I'll give it a 7. I thought it was cool. Okay. It was nice. It was good, but it wasn't nothing too special in my eyes. I feel like if this is the season finale and not just a break until the next year, then I feel like it's kind of a disappointing ending, really. I mean, not necessarily because it's a bad episode. Like, literally nothing happened. Nothing story-based happened. So that makes me kind of say for sure that this isn't the end of the season, just a momentary break until next year. Because a lot of people seem to think this is the end of the season, like this is only a 5 episode season, which I really doubt.
No, yeah, absolutely. Because Rick and Morty are known for having 10 episode seasons. So, and 5 is just a pretty damn short season, honestly, for any show.
But I would say 10 is even kind of short for the type. It is. Because they only have 30 minute episodes. But it's more reasonable,
honestly. Right. But I'd rather them have, we discussed this, I'd rather them have short 10 episode seasons, because 10 is a reasonable number, honestly. It's way more reasonable than 5. And take a nice long, what do you say? It's usually 2-year breaks?
Year and a half.
2-year break?
2.
Year and a half, okay. Because Rick and Morty comes out with really good content. We cannot dispute that. It comes out with really good content. I don't know if that'll dry up throughout the years, but honestly, these first 4 seasons I enjoyed. I really sat back and enjoyed binge watching the first 3, and I fucking fell in love with the series. But for everyone who knows Rick and Morty, they usually go out with a bang on their season finale. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Season 1 ended off with that big ass party, and yeah, it's not comparable to the season 2 ending where Rick basically gets locked up in space prison or whatever the fuck you want to call it. In season 3, they get in that big ass scuffle with the president at the end. So Rick and Morty goes out with a bang on their season finales, and this didn't have that bang. So like you said, this is definitely not the season finale. They're going to take a little small break, and then they're going to hop back right into it with the last 5 episodes of the season.
They'll go balls deep.
I want to do a whole podcast dedicated to this maybe, but it's just like, you can tell they were really experimenting with these first 5 episodes, and seeing them actually come out, me, like I said, I wasn't a big fan of episodes 1 and 3, but 2 and 4 were freaking off the chain. And I'm going to agree with you. This episode, personally, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that this was a bad episode by any means. Like you, I enjoyed the Jerry plot, but I wasn't a huge fan of the snake plot. I like, Morty getting out the car talking about, oh man, I wanna travel space too. Ain't shit gonna happen. And then he gets attacked by this snake, and then Rick basically has to help him out. So that was all right. I just, like I said, I really didn't get with the snake plot. Like the coolest thing about that was the snake jazz. If you ask me honestly, that's the smallest thing I really took to. But the Jerry plot, I really fucked with. Very comedy centric. I love jokes. I love comedy. Overall, Jerry plot, fantastic. I say not fantastic, but decent. This episode as a whole, not the best out of the season. If I have to pick one so far that has to be my number one, I'm going with the Slut Dragon one. I don't know why. It felt like it was a perfect blend of comedy and somewhat seriousness. But then again, the toilet one had to be up for debate too. But we're going to do a top 10 list, or the top episodes ranked from 10 to 1, obviously, when the season is over. Because we got to do that, man. It's Rick and Morty. We fuck with these guys hard. Overall, this episode, though, I'm going to give it exactly what you gave it. A 7 out of 10. Not the best, but it's somewhere in the decent, all right range, if you ask me. But that has been it for our review of Rick and Morty, Season 4, Episode 5, Battlestar Ricklactica. This is the Cartoon Kid channel where we talk cartoons and we do it daily. We gave y'all a nice 2-in-1, a Rick and Morty review, which can also qualify for the 25 Days of Christmas Cartoons Marathon, man. Just like we had to squeeze Courage the Cowardly Dog in, we'll do it for Rick and Morty. But you can argue this was more Christmas-centered than the Courage the Cowardly Dog episode. But with that all being said, man, y'all know what to do. If y'all like this episode, toss your feelings and express your opinions down in the comments box below. Tell us if you liked it. Tell us if you hated it. Or, you just got some general shit to say, man. Toss it down there, man. We'll be reading all that shit. And as always, if you got some future shows for us to review, toss that shit down there as well. Until then, we will see you when we see you. Peace out, everybody.